Boker Tov chickens.
Rabbi.
Ribbit.
Shalom.
How's your frog doing, Yeshua?
Good.
Did he turn into a butterfly yet?
But we found another one. We found another one black.
Black frog?
Yeah.
He's from the hood.
No. But they're the same. They're the same tall size. They're the same size also. They're finding water.
So he's got a friend. That's good. It could be bro frogs. All right. Let's start our class today. Arlena is going to pray for us. Sanchez Land is going to do the Shema. And Arlena is going to do the 10 Commandments.
Thank you, Lord, for this day. And we have a good class. And we all pay attention. And we all be safe. Amen. Shema Israel, Yehovah Eloheinu, Yehovah Echad, Baruch Shemo Malkuto, Olam Bayeh. Hear Israel, the Lord our God is one God who brought in the land of Egypt. Don't have any idols before God. Don't have any other God before us. Don't have the Lord name in vain. Keep the Shabbat holy. Honor your mother and father. Do not murder. Do not commit adultery. Let's do it to the line.
All right, everybody give Arlena a big finger. The big finger. All right, ribbit. All right, so now we're talking about, and there's people coming against Moshe and Aaron today. All right, so let's read what happened. Riet? Okay, Lev raised her hand. Midbar 16, verse 3.
They assembled themselves against Moshe and Aaron and said to them, "You take too much on yourselves. After all, the entire community is holy, every one of them. And Adonai is among them. So why do you lift yourselves up above Adonai's assembly?"
All right, thank you. Very good, Lev. Very exuberant reading. Okay, so there's some words that we got to figure out. Sheva, don't fall. Okay, let's see. Yeshua, what does an assembly mean? It says, lift yourselves up above Jehovah's assembly. ASSEMBLY. ASSEMBLY.
The assembly means like sort of a meeting.
Well, what do you mean by a meeting? Like, explain it. Go a little further.
Everybody joins together in the meeting and in one place.
Okay, are we in an assembly right now?
Yes.
sure?
Yeah.
Shmooey, what's going on there? Shmooey, are you in an assembly, Shmooey?
Say yes or no? Yes or no? Hmm? Mommy. Yes or no? You are in an assembly now?
Yes.
Are you sure? Why do you think we're in an assembly? You were playing with your string. You weren't paying attention. Pay attention, Mr. Shmuel. Okay, let's see. Arlena, what's an assembly, Arlena?
Group of people in the same place.
Group of people in the same place. So you go to the supermarket, that's an assembly?
No.
Well, it's a group of people in the same place. We're all at ShopRite or Pathmark or Aldi or Food Lion.
You have to be like a lot of people.
Okay, a lot of people doing what though?
Um, um,
Did you eat breakfast this morning?
no.
You didn't eat breakfast? You didn't have your Nutella sandwich?
No.
Well, see, there's your problem.
That's having different.
What'd you say, Arlena?
Having different a different snack.
Oh, okay. Benjamin, who's got his hand in front of the camera.
So like an assembly is like what we do on Shabbat when we assemble when everyone assembles to the congregation to worship God and to pray to God.
You can't use the word assemble in when we're trying to understand what an assembly is, Ben. So
Well,
explain it a different way.
so it's like the synagogue where they meet. They meet to worship God.
Okay, pretty good, pretty good. Riet, what does an assembly mean?
An assemble is like when many people come together. It's like a meeting where they discuss things.
Meeting where they discuss things. Can it be like, how many people do you need to assemble?
Well, I think that an assembly but definitely needs a lot of people.
Needs a lot of people, you said?
Maybe.
Maybe. Okay, Marley,
Yeah,
Miss Smarty Pants.
yeah.
What's an assembly?
Assembly is like a group of people. Well, what I prefer is like 3 more people. That's what I think would be enough. Like 3 people or so discussing something. Like, which sandwich is better?
They didn't have sand. Well, the only witches they had there was the sand witches.
Yes.
Oh, I guess that's where we get it from. Sand, witches. Okay, I guess that was the manna sandwiches.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right, so Laveroni. What's an assembly? How many people do we need to have an assembly?
A lot? Or, wait, I
What,
think
we need a lot? I thought he's dead.
It's a lot and a little because even like 10 people can be an assembly. Because like it's like a little group of people. Also, you can have 100 people, which is definitely an assembly because you're having people assemble. What I mean by having people assemble is like gathering into one spot saying things. Like, let's say, take this example. They came all into one spot and are saying things against Moshe and Aaron.
So it's 10 people to 100 people, or more or less.
You can have more, or from the 10, you can have less.
How many less?
There's no limit.
What do you think, Mia? Is there no limit?
I know it's definitely more than one person,
Wait, Lev's got her finger up.
but only one. That is not an assembly because there is not that much people. Because only you see one person speaking against you in this passage. In this passage, but we see here that those people in the picture, not Moshe and Aaron in the picture, but the other people, they're saying stuff against Moshe and Aaron.
Okay. Mia, what do you think an assembly would be? How many is a minimum for an assembly?
I guess you could say the minimum for an assembly would be like 10 people. Because we know it definitely cannot be one. And of course, probably anything after 10, anything underneath, any amount underneath 10 would not be an assembly, just would be a group. Because there's a difference between assembly and an assembly and a group. A group is a small number of people gathered together. But an assembly is a large amount of people. So it could be, I guess the minimum would be 10 and the maximum would just be 100 or higher.
Okay. What do you think, Leia? What's an assembly? Is it minimum 10 and maximum whatever? What do you think an assembly is, Leia?
An assembly is, as we've been saying, a group of people or like a class. And how many I think would be in there would be like 6 or 8 members. Maybe. Or maybe more. Like more than 6.
More than 6?
Yeah, because an assembly is not just 2 or 3 people. I mean, yeah.
How did you arrive at the number 6?
I don't know. I mean, that's
Just pulled that one out of your butt?
well, 6 or 8 people.
Well, why are you thinking that? That's what I'm asking. Just
Oh.
pulled it out of your ear. Pulled it out of your butt. Yeah, 6. That's right.
No, it's just because like 6 isn't even, well, like you could split people evenly, like 3 people there, 3 people there. Like if you're working on a project or something.
Oh, so an assembly is people that work on a project?
No, like if you were to, like it's like 2 equal, like something equal.
Has to be equal. It can't be an odd number.
Well, yeah, I can, but I think like to crawl a group, it needs to be at least 6 or more members in that group.
You can't have 3 people in the group?
No, because that's not a group.
What then is a group?
What?
I am Groot. Oh no, that's Groot, not Groot.
Like 3 people is like, I don't know what you call it. Yeah, it's just a group is more than one person.
Group is more than one person.
Yeah. Can't be
So
just
if you
one
got
person.
two, it's a group or it's a couple.
Um, I think it would be maybe. I think a group would be more than 2 people though.
The group is more than 3 people. All right, let's go to Adrian and Victoria. Adrian and Victoria. Adrian, what's a group? What's an assembly?
A group of people is made. I mean, is it's not a very specific term. An assembly is also like a group, but they are talking all about a certain topic and putting their opinions on it.
Say that again?
A group.
You lost me on the train there.
A group is not a very specific word, but on the other hand, an assembly is also like a group, but they talk. I mean, they're talking regarding a certain topic. Usually, um, assemblies talk about laws, and if they think it's going to make be good, the law, it's going to be a good idea to add it.
So you're saying assembly usually talks about laws? Don't they have assemblies in public schools that have like winter concert and the spring concert and
An event, then?
all right. Victoria, what is an assembly and what's the difference between an assembly and a group?
An assembly is when like a lot of people come together to see something or to protest, or just a lot of people come together. And a group is 2 or more people, so it can't be an assembly because two, well, 2 or more people. So a group is just like assembly is, it has like a lot of people, but a group is just, I think it's 2 or more people, but I don't. Oh, so I think a group. I think the minimum for group would be like maybe 5 people.
Okay, good answers, everybody. I want you thinking this morning. That's the object is to think about the words that we're seeing on the page. Like, what do they really mean? Like, we're thinking like this. So the picture. Okay, they assemble themselves. So is it a group, or is it group would generally be a small number of people, 3 to 5 people is a group. An assembly is a larger gathering of people. Okay. So it says they assembled themselves against Moshe and Aaron and said to them, "You take too much on yourselves. After all, the entire community is holy, every one of them, and Jehovah is among them. So why do you lift yourselves up above the Jehovah's assembly?" Okay, so they assemble themselves. Okay, meaning they got a whole bunch of people together, more than a small group, and they're saying to Moses, "You take too much of yourself." Then it says, "After all, the entire community is holy." Yeshua, now I'm coming to come back to you again to start off with a new word. What is community? What is a community, Yeshua? Ribbit, Lara. Nana, come over here and play. Hi, Nana. Hey.
Making cake.
What's a community, Mr. Yeshua Lara Ribbit Froghead?
A community is a people who do the same law and the same things and that pray to God.
Say it again, please. I heard Pink is over you.
To pray the same thing to God.
Okay, please all your sentence and say it to Rabbi.
A community is the people who work in the same law, and the same do things and pray to God.
Okay, that was pretty good. Benjamin, what is a community? What is a community? Because we're going to move on from this in a moment.
A community is a group of people living in the same place, doing the same things.
Communities is a group of people living in the same place, doing the same thing, or what?
Yeah. Well,
You live in a community?
we're not a community because we don't do the same things. But in the synagogue, we do the same things. We're a group of people doing the same things and in the same place at the same time.
Okay, pretty good, pretty good. Lev, got your hand up.
A community is a people who live together in one place and have the same rules, same beliefs, like the same thing, like I guess foods or something like that, and follow the same rules and have the same God.
Did you say foods? They like the same foods?
Yes.
Yeah, only people that like the same foods can live in the same community? I can't live with you anymore?
No, I do like my mom's food, but the thing is, I'm talking about a community.
Well, you said the community likes the same foods. That means I got to leave Beth going because there's a lot of people who like broccoli. I can't stand broccoli.
Well, you gotta like broccoli soon.
No way. Can't live with you in the community, Lev. And you take apart your pizza. You don't eat it normally. You take it apart. You're a weird person.
I don't take it apart anymore.
All right. So the reason we need to do this, everybody, is because we're going to move on to the next slide in a minute. They assembled themselves against Moshe and Aaron and said to them, "You take too much on yourself. After all, the entire community is holy, every one of them. And Jehovah is among them, so why do you lift yourselves up above Jehovah's assembly?" Now, let me ask the older kids a little something. Victoria, was Moshe and Aaron lifting themselves above everybody else?
So Moshe and Aaron, they were trying to like say that they weren't doing anything bad, but the people were going against them.
But
So
were they lifting themselves up above the community?
they were trying. Well, Moshe and Aaron, they were trying to explain themselves, but they. Yes.
Yes, what?
Wait. I don't really know. I know that the people were saying that they were like trying to be better than them, I think.
Okay. What do you think, Adrian? You're saying you lift yourselves up above Jehovah's assembly. Are they correct?
Well,
Well,
aren't they also appointed by God?
well, I'm asking you. Yeah, you just sort of asked me a question.
Well, I'm fairly certain they are above the council and are, in a way, representatives of God.
Okay, so they are above the assembly? You're saying they are?
Yeah.
What do you think, Princess Leia? Is the community correct in saying what they did? They lifted themselves up above everybody else?
Yeah, the community lift themselves up. Not Moshe and Aaron.
Say that again?
The community, the people, lifted themselves up against Moshe and Aaron and Adonai.
So the community is not holy?
Well, not at this point. They're going against God and Moshe and Aaron. Mostly God.
Okay. Mia, what do you think? Leia says that the community is going against God, but the community is not holy.
Okay, well, the community is still holy, but yes, they're consecrated for God. But okay, well, the thing is, we're not, because whoever's been in, because right now we're taking we're taking which okay, hold on. It says, so why do you lift yourselves up above Jehovah's assembly? Moshe and Aaron and the other leaders are not lifting themselves above the community. They didn't like say that they were an authority. Like, oh, I'm an authority. Says who? Says me. No. God appointed them to be higher. So they weren't saying that they themselves were in authority, that they had lifted themselves up. God had lifted them up above the community. Moshe and Aaron were appointed by God to be the leaders. They didn't appoint themselves.
Okay, so is Moshe and Aaron above the rest of the community? Yes or no?
Yeah.
And you're saying God put them there.
Yeah. Remember, God appointed Moshe as a leader to bring the people out, and his brother to help him. Supreme and Aaron is also a Cohen, so that means that he's also a leader. Both are the top leaders for the community.
So the community is or is not holy?
They're supposed to be holy.
They're supposed to be holy. Okay.
Yeah.
So the community is holy. And it says every one of them, and Jehovah is among them. So do you agree with that part, Mia?
Well, the people are supposed to act like they're holy, but right now it looks as if they're not because they're pretty much revolting against Moshe and Aaron. But that means that part of the community is not acting holy, even though they're supposed to be acting like they're consecrated for God.
Okay. Victoria, do you agree with Mia?
Yes, I agree.
So Moshe and Aaron are above everybody else or no?
Well, they are, but the people don't like that.
Is the community holy?
They're supposed to be, but they they're not.
They're supposed to be, but are they acting holy?
No.
Okay. All right, let me see. Benjamin, Ben Jammin, Ben Grape Jammin. Is Moshe and Aaron above everybody else?
No,
No, they're not. Why do you say that?
because because like
Wait.
I didn't say that. Not yet.
Not yet.
And so he's not above everyone else because well so um well no because maybe no, he's not higher than everyone else. He's I don't know. I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? Moshe and Aaron are equal with them, these other people? Because the whole community is holy? And
No, the whole community is not holy.
the whole community is not holy. I thought we were supposed to be a nation of priests. You're confusing me, Ben.
I'm confusing myself.
I'm confusing myself.
I don't know.
Maybe Riette can help since she's back. Riette, you left us for quite some time. Is Moshe and Aaron above the rest of the community?
Well, they're considered the leaders.
I didn't understand what you said.
I consider them as the leaders.
Are they above everybody else?
Well, they're all average people, but Moses was spoken to in person by God.
Doesn't God speak to everybody?
Yes, but I feel like he had a very special thing that happened to him because God spoke to him through a burning bush.
So God only, or if you're special, God's gonna just speak to you through a bush, and anybody else he speaks to differently is not special.
No, but he just had something special happen to him.
Doesn't something special happen to all people?
Yes, but that was I don't know. I forget how to say it. That was an unnatural experience.
Supernatural?
Yeah, supernatural.
Doesn't everybody have a supernatural experience with God?
Sometimes, yeah.
Have you ever had a supernatural experience with God?
Yeah, sort of.
So you could be Moses then?
Hmm?
So you can be like Moshe then?
No,
But you just said you had a supernatural experience.
yeah, but God chose Moses.
Oh. All right. Lev is waving her hand fervishly.
So,
Wow.
Aaron and Moshe are above the community because God chose them to. God chose them to be the leaders of the community. Can I say something?
Yes, go ahead.
The entire community is holy.
Oh, you said you wanted to say something, so say something.
Something. So the whole community is holy, including Moshe and Aaron. But Moshe and Aaron, they are the leaders, which they're higher than the community. God chose them to be the leaders. But you know, the men have the higher have a responsibility, especially if they have a family, that whatever happens to the family, whatever goes wrong, their guilt the guilt is on his own head. It's like you take, like, just take it to the part of what we went over yesterday. You are responsible for whatever goes wrong in the tandem meeting. That means that Moshe and Aaron are responsible for what goes wrong in the community. Because just like how a congregational leader such as you have a so, Rabbi, just like how you have your congregation that you are the leader above everybody, you're responsible for whatever goes wrong, and that all that guilt would go on your own head. That's why, as a leader, leaders in general have to be careful.
Yep. See, when I started, I had more hair. Now, since you guys have been coming, the Manjaris has lost a lot of hair. Especially when Lev was born. Boy.
It's not just us, Rabbi.
Oh, I think you've done the most damage. All right, Mia hit the nail on the head. Everybody go hit the nail on the head. Doink! All right, everybody do the alley. Since Allie's not here, we'll do the alley. It's dark in the camera because it's raining out today. We're getting some rain. All right, so Moshe and Aaron are above the community because, as we were talking about yesterday, it's called responsibility. Aaron and his sons were responsible to anything that went wrong in the tabernacle, in the Mishkan, in the tent of meeting. Okay? So here, they are above the community, but the community is holy, but they have different jobs, different functions. Okay? They're not dictators, but they have to be above the community. They have to be responsible because much is given, much is required. Now, the reason I'm saying that is because there's something that we got to learn. Now, read Marley. Read Bamidbar 16, verse 12 and 13. Marley.
Okay. The Moshe sent to summon Datan and Aviram, the sons of Eliav, but they replied, "We won't come up." Is it such a mere trifle bringing us up from a land flowing with milk and honey to kill us in the desert, that now you arrogate to yourself the role of dictator over us?
All right, Marley read that for us. Now, were the people lying? Were the people lying? Was the land flowing with milk and honey? Yeshua, ribbit head. Were they lying in verse 13? Is there such a trifle thing to bring us up from the land flowing with milk and honey, kill us in the desert? Were they left? Was it flowing with milk and honey, Yeshua? Yes?
Yeah.
Oh, so that's pretty interesting. Arlena.
He's gonna put that with milk and honey.
What'd you say, Yeshua?
God said he was gonna put. He said to Moshe that he's gonna put it with milk and honey.
Right, but are they in Israel yet?
Not yet.
So in Egypt, where they had left, because the people are saying in verse 13, Yeshua, is it a mere trifle, a small thing, bringing us up from the land flowing with milk and honey to kill us in the desert? Are the people lying, Yeshua?
Yes.
They're lying?
Yes.
Are you sure? That's a serious charge.
Yeah.
Nana, are they lying, Nana?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes, he said.
Let's see, Arlena. Arlena, are the people lying? Verse 13, are the people lying?
Maybe.
Maybe. Definite maybe. Hey, let's see. Let's see what Uncle Ben has to say. Uncle Ben, Benjamin. Are the people lying in verse 13? Wait. Did somebody lie in the Bible?
Yeah, people lie in the Bible, but so yeah, I think they lie.
You sure, Benjamin? That's a serious charge.
Yeah, he lied.
Okay, let's see what Lev thinks. Now let's go to Victoria. Victoria! Victoria! In verse 13, it is such a mere trifle bringing us up from the land flowing with milk and honey to kill us in the desert. Are they lying, Victoria?
Yes.
Are you
Yes,
sure?
they are. Yes.
That means
That
they were
doesn't
lying when
happen.
they said that means they were lying when they said that they saw giants in the land also?
No. There
No.
were giants.
No.
There
What?
were giants.
What?
There were giants.
There were
But
giants?
yes.
So there were giants, but they didn't leave a land flowing with milk and honey.
No.
So they're lying here, but they weren't lying there.
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay, let's see what Lev thinks. Lev, 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 Lev. Well, are they lying here? And they weren't lying about the giants?
First, I didn't say that. Well, second, well, they were lying because Moshe didn't bring them into the desert to die, to kill them, because of course, Moshe would God would have been angry with Moshe.
Well, did they leave a land flowing with milk and honey?
No, but Egypt was a prosperous land.
It was after those 10 plagues?
Yes, I think.
Yeah. Can you give me some of the plagues?
No.
You're confusing me, Lev. Wait, Mia. I'll get to know the kids in a minute.
Okay.
Read. Now Lev says they're not lying. Victoria says they're not. They're lying here, but they're not lying. They're not lying about the giants. Riyadh, did they leave a land bringing us up from a land flowing with milk and honey to kill you in the desert? Are they lying, Riyadh?
Yes, because they were enslaved there.
So they're lying here?
I think so.
So were they lying about the giants?
Well, they probably were, but there might have been, but I think that they lied.
What do you think, Molly?
Does this make sense? A milk fountain. A honey river. No, it does not make sense. They
Well,
lied.
you say a honey river. Well, I guess you got it flowing. It's flowing. That's where you're going with it. But God said, Jehovah said he's going to bring us into a land flowing with milk and honey. So did they leave a land flowing with milk and honey?
No.
You're telling me that this holy assembly is lying? Marley?
They lie.
Ria, you got your hand up? Little hand.
I don't see how, like, they said that they'd bring the children of Israel into a land of milk and honey. Isn't that true?
Yes.
But I don't think that there was milk and honey as a like.
Tá no número errado. No.
What, Victoria? Oh. They'll be listening to one class. Okay. Okay, Mia, you wanted to say something, then Leia?
Okay. They lied about the Nephilim, yes, but they weren't necessarily lying about Egypt. Before the plagues, Egypt was a prosperous country. But before the plagues too, they lived in the prosperous country, but as slaves. So after the plagues, Egypt wasn't so prosperous, I guess. But what we're saying is that God's gonna give them a land flowing with milk and honey. A land that's gonna be better than Egypt, where they won't live as slaves, where they'll live like free people, that they'll have a business, and that they'll live under the laws of God. They're supposed to be the best country. Ding 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 ding.
So let me try to understand this, Mia. So God says, I'm going to bring you to a land flowing with milk and honey. Don't you think that would be kind of weird, because you're bringing us to another land to be slaves?
No. God wasn't bringing them to another country to be slaves. Because if you take a look, if you read later on, they conquered the land of Canaan, which means that they were not slaves. But what I'm saying is that Egypt was a prosperous country before the plagues.
Okay, was Egypt ever called a land flowing with milk and honey?
No.
So what's your deduction then?
Deduction.
The reasoning. Because here the people are they or are they not lying in verse?
I don't know whether to say yes or no, because it's very much in the middle, because Egypt was a prosperous country. They probably had slaves from other countries too. Okay, fine. Yes, they were lying, because Egypt was not a prosperous country. I mean, Egypt was a prosperous country, but was not the land flowing with milk and honey.
It was a prosperous country even after, up the Sanchez's are gone. They hit the computer.
Okay, well, it'd be that before the plagues, Egypt was a prosperous country. But that was all because of Joseph, who was with God.
Wasn't there 7 years of famine after that?
Yes, but if you're somebody in leadership and you have God on your side, God will help you through those years. See, Joseph was a leader, but he was underneath Pharaoh's authority. But through Joseph, Egypt got blessed because the fact that yes, he was the son of Yaakov, and Yaakov the son of Yitzhak, and Yitzhak the son of Abraham. But also it was that Joseph was with God. That if you're a leader in power and you are with God, things will go well.
So, then what's your final analysis, Mia? Are they lying in verse 13 or are they not lying in verse 13?
Yes, they are.
Are you sure?
Yes. Yes.
What do you think, Lev? Are they lying or not?
Yes.
Marley, what do you think?
Yes.
Adrian, what do you think, puppy dog?
Yes.
Why do you think yes? Why do you think they're lying?
It's not technically flowing with milk and honey, but I think it's kind of a phrase that means it's very prosperous there. It's very good there.
Or
Well,
maybe
it's not really just a phrase. It means there's some certain things going on.
There's much honey in milk.
Okay. What do you think? What's your final decision there, Riet?
well, I'm kind of confused because it sounds like it's an expression, but you said there are no expressions in the Bible. So it's kind of confusing.
Okay, so let's talk about this for a minute. Okay. A land flowing with milk and honey. Well, honey means that you're going to have bees. Okay, that means you're going to have food. Okay, because bees are only around where there's flowers because they need the nectar, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so they need the nectar. That means that the land has enough irrigation, it has enough rain for the plants to grow. Okay, and if you got flowers growing, that means you're going to be able to grow a garden, you're going to be able to have vegetables and things like that. Then if you have honey, that means you have enough bees because the bees need the plants. That means you got enough grass. Okay, that means you're going to have enough. Cows are going to have enough food to eat, right?
Yes.
The cows eat grass, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that means you got enough rain. So the land flowing with milk means a land that is prosperous. It means it's got enough. It's prosperous because it has enough rain. Okay, the rain is going to bring the food because it's going to bring the grass. Nana, sit down. It's going to bring the grass, and the cows are going to have something to eat. It's going to bring the plants, so you're going to be able to grow fruit and tomatoes, and then the trees are going to have enough water for bringing forth bananas, apples, and peaches, and mangoes, and all sorts of things like that. Okay. So was Egypt like that? No, God destroyed that, right?
Yes.
So now do you understand a land flowing with milk and honey?
Yeah.
It's a descriptive term by the Lord to mean that you're going to have enough food. Okay. So now we've decided that the people are lying because Egypt was not like that because God destroyed it. Okay. And God said, I'm going to bring you to a land flowing with milk and honey. Egypt is never called a land flowing with milk and honey. Okay? So the people are exaggerating once again. Elisheva, leave the plant alone. Oh, that's mom. See mom now through the plant. Okay? So the land bringing us up from a land flowing with milk and honey. That was never the case in Egypt. Okay? Now, there's something in our last few minutes that we're going to talk about. People say Moshe and Aaron were dictators over them. A dictator is somebody that makes you stay and do exactly what they want. Okay? They're in the picture. Can anybody name me any of the men in the picture? Lev and Mia.
Okay, the only one I can name is Hitler, and that's it. I don't know about the other one. Of the other three, that's it. The only one I can name is Hitler too.
Which one is Hitler?
The first one, the top left. Top left, first one. Yeah, the first great picture, not the one in the military uniform.
Okay. Adrian and Marley.
The guy in the bottom right is Mussolini. He was a fascist dictator in Italy. And I believe the guy above him, he's some, I believe he's some Middle Eastern. He's from the Middle East. The one in the top right.
Okay, Marley.
I could only name Hitler here.
Same.
At the top left.
Yeah.
By the little mustache.
Okay, the one on the top right is Saddam Hussein. Okay. And the other one is Idi Amin. The one on the bottom left is Idi Amin. Okay, these men. No, Consuelo?
His name is Robert Mugabe. He just died recently. He was the Prime Minister of Zimbabwe.
Oh, yeah, that guy. Okay, so there we have 4 dictators that murdered people. Saddam Hussein murdered thousands of people. Mussolini murdered thousands of people. Hitler murdered millions of people. Mugabe murdered millions of people. Dictators make you do exactly what they want and you can't leave. Adrian?
Where's Stalin? That guy also killed millions.
Well, I only got a picture of 4 of them.
Oh.
Okay. Yes, Riette?
Well, we actually met somebody at Beth Zion. We went there a couple times. And we actually met somebody who went who is when she was 4 years old, she was in the Holocaust.
Yeah. Well, that's, she was under Hitler then.
Oh, okay, never mind. She was not.
No, she could have been there. I mean, there's still some Holocaust survivors. I mean, she was probably about your age when she was in the Holocaust.
God saved her many times, her and her family.
Amen to that. Okay, before we close, I want you guys to really take a notice of it. These are who fascists are. These are who dictators are. Okay, because people in your generation don't know history at all. Okay, they don't know history at all. They call President Trump a dictator, a fascist. No, these are the real fascists. These are the real dictators. Men that make you do what they want, and if you don't do what they want, they kill you. President Trump has not killed anybody. He wants to make America great. He wants us all to be prosperous. Dictators only want themselves to be prosperous. They don't share the wealth with anybody. All right, that's enough for today's class. Okay, let me get you all up on my screen. I'm thinking of a number from 1 to 10. Who wants to close us in prayer? Lav was first.
8.
Riette?
3?
You got it. You're like amazing.
Wow. I actually thought 8 at first, but then I thought maybe 3.
I go close us in prayer.
Lord, I thank you that we could learn something new in devotional. And I pray that we won't be like these men. And that I pray that we will apply these things to our lives, and that we will learn from other people's big mistakes. Amen.
Amen. Have a good dry day today. Shalom, chicken.